what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Blue Archive reaction. Today we're going to be listening to 232, and while this comment left by Game Fanatic said I should also listen to 225, and he's 99% sure that that is related, that is not a full confirmation. Also, little behind the scenes here, it's not on the wiki, which is usually what I use to listen to the soundtracks individually. I just load them up on their soundtrack page, and it tends to work out really well, so I don't want to have to split the sources and all that and mess with all that behind the scenes. So I'm just going to do the one song today, and if that song does end up being related, I'll get to it in a future video, I am sure. But this is the theme for Chokmah, and of course I made a Chalk My Balls reference when he requested this because I am 5 internally and I can't help myself but to make a Ligma joke. So I guess without further ado, let's hear what this song has in store, shall we? Let's go. We got another like acid synth thing going on. I've heard this sound before. This doesn't have a producer attached that I can see, but might be the same person. Ooh, this one's kind of minimalist. But it is a 2-minute song. Maybe we'll get more. A little bit. Very tight snare sample. Ooh. Fuck. Woo. Woo. God. Ooh, that's muddy. Ooh. I taste that. Ooh. 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 And a double buildup. Alright, now I'm getting into it. That's a good length for this song. That's a really good length. Ooh. Nice envelope on the way out too. Very nice. Ooh. That one gave me the good jitters. I kind of struck a note in my brain a little bit. Like, in a way, I feel like people who like ASMR respond. That kind of hit that for me. I didn't get like a full shiver, actually. I've never had an ASMR response to anything myself. I don't really care for the genre of ASMR in general. But, you know, for those who do love it, I assume that what I just felt is probably very similar to what people get out of that. I think that acid synth is really just something that speaks different to my soul for whatever reason. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Maybe there's a nostalgia in there somewhere, or maybe I just like the way it sounds. Like I referenced earlier, this one's actually a little bit minimalist. There wasn't too many layers going on. It was pretty stripped down and bare, and I actually do like that a lot on occasion. Songs can be great with a lot of layers, and I love the sound design that goes into having all those layers balanced perfectly, but sometimes you really do just need to take a song, strip it completely clear of any unnecessary noise, and just make a good synth track. And this one just bopped all the way through. That halftime hit really hard for me as well. I didn't really expect there to be a halftime in this. When it hit hard, and like I was kind of joking in there, I was very muddy. Like, I don't mean that in a negative way by any means. It just means that there was a lot of low end and things kind of matching in that lower mid area, and it was just kind of warping through itself. It's more the feeling of walking or wading through mud. It's just like there's a lot of information here, and none of it's necessarily bad. There are definitely genres where that mud in the lower end actually assists the song and makes it feel a little bit more tight compared to something that's honestly more preferred for a lot of people, that crisp high sound and having a really tight mix, especially in the high ends, and just really dialing those synths in and making it really crisp and clear. This does was kind of the opposite. It was clear enough, but there was still a lot of that low end that was just really tying everything together. And I just, it's been a while. I really do enjoy that. When it's done well, it's done well. Sometimes people do it accidentally, and that's fine too, but for the creators that make music for this game, I assume that this is all calculated, and they were going for a very specific sound, like the sound you would get out of a 90s Euro club, you know, like that's exactly the flavor I'm getting. It almost has a similar effect to those videos people make of like POV, you're in the basement or in the bathroom of a club and you're sad, you know, like, and like whatever's playing in the background is just very related to the scenario or completely not at all. And while those are memes, and I'm not trying to say this song sounds like one, it kind of hits a legitimate POV for me. Like, I feel like I've heard this song. I feel like I've been in a club. Despite never being in a club in my life, I would be terrified and everyone would be laughing at me. I can't handle social situations like that. But I imagine this is what it feels like to go to the bathroom in a Euro club in the 90s. It's just a very specific point in time that this song is hitting, and I absolutely adore it. I've talked plenty about the mixing, but I don't think I can really say too much about the overall structure, the music theory behind the song, because like a lot of these clubby dance songs, there's less of the music theory going into it and more of just, hey, let's put a synth on an oscillator and let it go and kind of move the beat around and let that be all the change you need. There's less thought going into it overall, but really what sells this for me is the thought that went into the sound design, specifically in the mix, and it's less of a sound design thing than I usually talk about. There's not a bunch of layers, like I said, but it's just paying attention to how it's mixed and going for that specific sound is really what makes this one great. And that's pretty uncommon. Usually I'm going more into the music theory stuff, or at least explaining why certain instruments make a lot of sense or why it's interesting to hear certain things. It's not often I get to talk about just the raw nitty-gritty mix being the really core value of a song, but in not having all those layers and not having all that information, really stripping it down, I really think it does the best with that minimalist approach, and it is really cool being able to talk about it that way because it's not a common thing. But I do think that's about all I will say about this one, given what I've just yapped about before. So if you did enjoy this video and you want me to get to other songs from Blue Archive, of course leave them down in the comments below and I will do my best as always. If you can pair them up, please do. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, this was an exception where I wasn't fully sure about the other one, but I will probably get to it eventually. So if there's any updates to that song in the future, let me know. If there's any groupings you want me to get to, any 2 or 3 songs that kind of relate, please let me know in the comments below and I will do my best. And of course, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!